I just can't believe these two players got dropped. What's on, guys? J-Hoyd back with you today. Welcome back to Call of Duty Vanguard. We're back here on Cage as we absolutely take over with the MP40. So hope you guys do enjoy that in the background. So as usual, it's been a while since I've recorded a video, and this is one that I was all ready to make. Of course, then life gets in the way and I get super busy. So then I'm not able to make videos. So we were losing our minds. When was this happen? August 17th. So we're 2 weeks out from when this news actually dropped. And what I'm talking about is OpTic, Texas. Now, I wasn't home when it happened. I happened to get home, randomly check Twitter. Like, it's open on my computer like almost all the time anyway, but usually it takes a while to like update, and we were waiting for it. So I saw something along the lines of like, I'm glad they're sticking together, or I thought this team was gonna stick, or like something weird kind of tweet from, I think it was Hastro, and I didn't screenshot that one. But then I went back to OpTic Texas's Twitter and I saw this. Always been family since the day you joined OpTic. Thank you, Dashy. Wishing you the best in everything. With a thank you, Dashy. And it was like, what in the world are we doing? The guy that arguably should have been the MVP this year, if not came in second for MVP, had a complete turnaround from his previous self, has a real coach, a better team around him, a renewed work ethic, if you will. Overall, as a player, became a lot better overall, rather than just like a kill-heavy player. He learned how to play the correct way this year. And so many things were better about him. And then you were going to get rid of him? That doesn't make sense. So I'm like, okay, maybe like something happened behind the scenes. Okay, whatever. We still have a really good solid 3. Then I scrolled even farther down on OpTic Texas's Twitter, and I saw this. Through the highs and the lows of the season, always doing whatever it takes. Thank you for representing OpTic well, illeyy. Yeah, through the highs and the lows of the season, always doing whatever it takes. Thank you for representing OpTic well, illeyy. Good luck to what's next. With, of course, thank you, illeyy. We wish you the best moving forward. And it doesn't really have like a video to it, even though it says it's a video. But it was like a big, like, what is going on? Like, illeyy, like, then the first thing came to my mind was, okay, maybe his thumb injury is back. Maybe it's not going to be healed for next season. Maybe there's like bigger problems with that, and that's why they're going to be replacing illeyy. But then that made me the question, like, why would you drop Dashy? That doesn't really make sense. So I kept scrolling to catch myself back up, and I saw this tweet. It said, thank you to both General and Proloot for always stepping in whenever needed and representing OpTic well. Wish you nothing but the best in everything moving forward. So we figured General was going to be gone, but we almost figured Proloot was going to stay. But then also thinking about it was, okay, let him go see if he can get a starting spot or a better spot as a starting player. And if not, then maybe we'll re-sign him as our substitute, since he can run both an AR and a submachine gun. The hard part about General was he's only an AR player. Like, if you try to fill in for a sub role, it just wouldn't really work. So either you get 2 substitutes, or you get a guy that can do both, right? That's just what you do. So I wasn't surprised that both these guys got released, or, not extended, or, whatever the contract situation was. I was not surprised that both these guys were not going to be returning to the team. However, I was very surprised to see that illeyy and Dashy, both free agents going into next year. Dashy was a restricted free agent, which means he's still under contract. So they have to pay, whatever the team would have to pay a buyout for him. And then illeyy was an unrestricted free agent, meaning he could just sign wherever he wanted. So then, of course, I'm like, okay, what more is in this story? So I go over to Intel CDL, which is another Twitter account that has a lot to do with the CDL, and I see OpTic Texas exploring their options for a 2-man change, Hydra and Cammy and others at the top of their wish list. Things are starting to really move, or things are starting to really move finally. Still early days though, anything could happen. Which then made me think, okay, if that was true, Hydra and Cammy, Hydra's a submachine gun player, and Cammy's like a flex. So, okay, you fix your flex problem, but who's going to run your secondary AR? Okay, is Scump going to switch? Because I know he said he's been wanting to run an AR for at least a year. Is Shotzi switching? But, like, I feel like that wouldn't be your best option. Like, I feel like instead of Hydra, you'd go after somebody else, at least for now, and then maybe in a year or two, or, you know, maybe whenever Scump retires, then maybe you go after a sub and replace him. But for now, why would you do that? So that was interesting. I know Attach was in that list also. I don't know if any other players were really like notable of, you know, could be a definite option. I know those three though, Hydra, Cammy, and Attach were all kind of like the big three names that were floating out there. So after that, I was like, okay, that's crazy. But then 2 days later, well, I guess in the meantime, we'll go over this tweet. We see OpTic bricklaying issues. This is from the CDL, by the way. In 2019, OpTic drops Crim 6. 2020, Crim 6 wins COD Champs with the Dallas Empire. Okay, fair enough. That happened, right, with getting the team they did. You know, it just, things happened, and that just made sense, right? He had a great year with Empire. He did well. Obviously, he won the championship, so made him a 3-time champ. 2020 rolls around, the year of Call of Duty, 2020 rolls around. OpTic drops Arcades. He didn't really get dropped, just didn't really extend his contract, plus also wished that he would, you know, want to go to a different team. And 2021, Arcades wins COD Champs with Atlanta FaZe. Well, okay, maybe that's just a coincidence. 2021, OpTic drops Envoy. He wins 2022 COD Champs with LA Thieves. Now, I'm not saying it's a coincidence, right? I'm not saying there's anything behind that. But it makes you think, like, okay, these guys were on OpTic. They're obviously all good players. What was the deal? So, in all of this, like, you lose Dashy, you lose Illey. Who's going to be making moves? Well, then rumors come out from, of course, like, every team known to man of, like, okay, yeah, we're exploring changes. This person's a restricted free agent. This person's a free agent. This person, that person. And the whole COD scene was shook by this news because, and I think Ben said it best, or maybe it was my cousin, I'm not exactly sure, but if those guys are on the market, you definitely need to take into consideration, like, if we got these guys, would it make our team better? Regardless of how much we like our current players, would that be a good option for us? Especially Dashy, right? As much as people say he has problems and he's hard to, like, and he has these issues, that's almost worth dealing with to try to win champs and to try to win championships. If a superstar player is a free agent and you think he would make your team better, you have to think you take at least a little bit of a look to see, would a move for this player be possible, right? It would make you think about a lot of things. So then rumors started to come out from FaZe, Arcades, possible restricted free agent. Could Dashy go there? Could Dashy go to different teams? Could he go to Toronto with Illey and complete the Toronto team alongside their 2 remaining players? There was so many rumors out there. Then it was like, okay, does Arcades then go to OpTic? We all know his friendship with Scump and the previous teammates of that team and doing really well with that team. Could that be possible? Then, of course, lots of other free agents were out there. But then, what date did this come out on? Then on August 18th, 12 days ago as I'm recording this, it was all jokes. It probably wasn't jokes. Well, it wasn't jokes because that's what they confirmed. It was not jokes. It wasn't for a troll. It wasn't for a prank. This was a serious change that they were planning on making. But then OpTic Texas tweet out, back for 22-23 Modern Warfare 2, Scump, Dashy, Shotzi, and Illey. So, just kidding. We back. Now, this was also a hard thing to do since this team didn't really get a full year to see what they're capable of. Right? They had the first event, which they won. Right? They showed that they're a dominant team. Then was it stage 2 and into the Pro-Am in stage 3 where they missed illeyy, where they were in and out with General and Pro Loot, and they weren't really with their full team. Still did pretty decent, but didn't really have their full team. So it only makes sense for this team to run it back, at least for a year. Maybe after that you want to do something, but at least for one more year. Obviously, we all talk about Scump and when he's going to retire, but, you know, until he actually confirms 100% he's retiring, it's just hard to even mention anymore because of who knows when it's actually going to be. But everybody talks about it, like when Tom Brady's going to retire, when any of these players are going to retire that have been around forever, that are legendary players. That's all you talk about. Now when's their next championship? When's their next, the game next season? It's when are they going to retire, I wonder. So, now was this all? So we go back to this graphic from earlier. So OpTic drops and then re-signs Dashy and Illey. Does that mean they're going to win 2023 champs? I don't know. But this was all, a very hard few days, especially being an OpTic fan, was why are we getting rid of these two players? Why did we blow it up so early? Who's going to be on this team next year? And a lot of chaos happened just from these two moves, if you will. But I'm glad. They'll be back 100%. We're running it back again. Hopefully illey's healthy 100%. And we can get more championships next year. Because it would kind of be a little bit unfair to the players to not give this team a full year to see what this team can do. Obviously, we're going to be on a new Call of Duty. Who knows, how everything's going to play out. But I'm excited, right? Welcome back. Well, I guess welcome back to OpTic, illeyy, and Dashy. Glad we're sticking with it. Glad you're back for at least another year. And of course, I'm ready to see what's going to happen with this OpTic team and what they're going to do going into Modern Warfare 2. But that's going to do it for today's video. If you did enjoy, hit that like button down below. Let me know your thoughts and comments down there in the comments section. And if you haven't yet, or if you're brand new here, make sure to subscribe, turn those post notifications on to never miss an upload, and don't forget, you can always change your mind later. With all that being said, guys, we'll see you in the next one.